Brian Terrian here from the Disability Digest. In this video, I will show you how to avoid some of the common mistakes that we see for individuals that are filling out the forms for their Social Security disability application, and also how individuals communicate that they're disabled, because your story should be consistent throughout. At the end of the video, I'll show you where to get the forms and in-depth directions on how to fill them out. So the first form that I have up is the function report, the adult function report. So after you've applied for your disability benefits, typically the first set of documents that you'll receive will be this one, and then the next one I'm going to go over with you, which is the work history. And again, I'm not going to go through them in detail. I'm just going to, because I will show you how to get those answers in a minute at the end here. But what I am going to show you is where people make common mistakes. You usually see it in question 5 and question 6. Question 5, how does your illness or injuries or conditions limit your ability to work? So this is a recent example. Unable to walk long distances. So I'm going to dig into that one a little bit. Long distances for somebody that reads this from Social Security could mean 10 steps. It could mean 2 miles. So there is no specifics in communicating your limitations. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this because it's really fine print underneath, but I'll read to you a suggested modification to this. If one was to put unable to walk more than 25 steps on a flat, smooth surface. After 25 steps, I require a 45-minute break to relieve my back pain. So you've given very specifics. You can go this far and you have to take a break. And that allows Social Security to understand what your limitations are. So I'll go on to the next example here. So this is a real life one. I describe what you do from the time you get up to going to bed. There's a few other things in this general answer, but this is a key one I'm going to extract. It says, I walk the dogs 5 to 6 times a day. Alright, so if you walk the dogs, plural, how many dogs do you have? We don't know. Could be 2, could be 5, could be 10. So we don't know the depth of the task. That's one. We don't know how far you walk them, just like the one answer above. It could be 10 steps or it could be 10 miles. So I get up and let the dogs out 5 to 6 times a day. It requires me to walk 30 steps. This is a maximum I need to do. I need to rest for an hour after I complete this each task. So again, demonstrating more specifics to even make it more detailed. You'd say, I have 2 small dogs, they weigh 10 pounds. I just get up, I let them out, take 30 steps, come back, I have to rest. So hopefully these specifics of how far you can go in steps, how much you can lift in pounds, what you need for breaks afterwards, you will integrate into your responses to communicate that you are not able to do your job. So that's form number 1, the adult function. The next one is the work history. Work history, you need to provide your work over the last 15 years. But I'm going to focus on job title 1 down here. Describe this job. What do you do all day? Commonly see answers like, I was a truck driver, I drive from Des Moines, Iowa to Kansas City and back, or I was a cook, I worked in a restaurant on 42nd Street, but that's not what is going to communicate your limitations. So answer that I put in here is, my work requires me to stand or walk 6 out of the 8 hours a day, 6 out of 8 hours. I need to lift 30 or more pounds 10 times a day. bending and stooping 10 times a day, and 2 hours of sitting. So again, what we've done here is you've described your work, what you do on the job, and you could say, you know, I was an over-the-road truck driver and my work required me to sit in the cab for 6 hours a day, and then once I get to the delivery site I need to help unload, which requires me to lift more than 50 pounds 30 times a day, things like that with specifics. Okay, so I hope these examples were helpful, and as I mentioned, to get the complete guide to getting all of these answers, I'm going to put the link below here. This is an interview with attorney Karl Osterhout, and he shows you how to go through each form line by line, question by question, and instead of using yes no answers to replace with some keywords of sometimes, often, usually, so it's important to get your answers correct in communicating that, not to include too much answers, too much in your answers. And then as part of the bigger picture, really understand how to communicate your limitations going through the approval process, because it's what you cannot do that's going to help you get approved. So I hope you find this video helpful. I would love to hear your comments, especially if this helped you get approved. Join us in the comments below. Share this video if you know somebody else that's going through the process. If you're not a member here and you want to stay in tune and get more tips like this delivered to you based on where you're at in your case approval process, just look for the membership button below and take advantage of that. We look forward to helping you get your benefits approved. It's been Brian, Terry, and make it a great day.